Hi, everybody. How are you? It's Jay Victoria. Thanks so much for watching. So I noticed something on my channel. People like you really seem to respond to like the videos that are the most popular are the ones that are about specific topics to do with energy. And this is a video that I really want to make because it is important and I know that it'll help clarify a lot for you. Okay. So, what this video is about is the energy of Donald Trump. Okay. And I'm going to have to laugh a lot during this video. I hope I make you laugh at some point. I'm a comedian as well in New York. Anyway, but I work with energy. I can see energy visually, and I developed my own method to clear negative energy in 2019. I call it Energy Queen Alchemy. And the way that works is I combine a positive frequency with a negative energy. And when you do that, the positive will dissolve the negative. So we have, we all have a lot of negative energy that is in us that we don't even realize. And when I can, like, being able to see it visually changes everything in your life because and that's a natural gift that I have that developed over a long period of time. But um, it basically seeing energy clarifies so much. So I like to talk about those things in a specific way so that if you can't see energy, you can still understand a lot of really important things about it because it is so like it is that's what creates your life. The energy inside of you creates your reality. So that's why getting clear energy is really important. If you're interested in working with me, just click the email or send an email to the email in the description below. I'm happy to talk to you about what you're going through and I can tell you about how it can help. But anyway, Donald Trump is very fascinating. I kind of like to think of him as a character. I know he's a real person, but it's sort of like he's representing something. And I'm going to get really specific about what is going on here because I feel like it's very confusing. So let's get into it. I'm going to tell you three major things, okay, in this video. The first is that the reason why the truth is that he is being controlled and affected by negative energy is, okay, because of the things he's saying. Negative energy, what it does is it lies. Okay. One thing that I noticed about it from working with it, clearing it through the past 5 years as a specialist, I've gotten to know all the ins and outs of how it works. And what it does basically, all energy is beliefs. And so a negative energy is going to be a negative belief. It's going to be a specific negative belief. Okay. And so if you just think to yourself right now of any negative belief you have inside, that is not just there by coincidence. That is an actual negative energy that's in you. That's why you have that belief. And if the energy cleared out, you wouldn't have that belief. So that's why we all have such varying beliefs because we can choose our own beliefs. And basically, what negative energy does, because it is tricky, it's a trickster, it is trying to trick you, it's trying to trick us all the time. It wants to be in us because it is trying to block your light. It's trying to hold you back. It's trying to keep you from moving forward. It's trying to keep you from spreading your light. Even for me to make this video, I knew I had to just do it because it has ways of trying to attack. Actually is kind of an accurate word. I've seen it hang out I've seen it for some reason. It hangs out a lot in high corners of places like rooms and hallways, and it'll literally come at you and try to get in you. And so it's a negative belief. So you'll be walking along and it's like you'll be thinking about stuff and either you can go the positive way or the negative way. Either you can think accept a negative belief as true or not. And so you always make that decision. And that's why it's always important that you choose positive things and to believe positive things no matter what, because it literally has an agenda. It's trying to get you to say, yeah, the negative is true. And that way it can come in and block you. It is not on your side also. So That's why Trump is having a hard time really getting a foundation of convincing people that he's actually going to help them, because he is not. Like, he's not interested in that. He's so highly influenced by negative energy. I want to make a clear separation here, though, that he himself is not negative energy, because none of us are. We are light. That's why we're alive. We're made of light. Okay, that's why we're alive. We're the light. But we can be heavily blocked by negative energy. So he is not negative energy. He is almost, it feels like, completely controlled by negative energy, like the stuff he says. Anyway, so I'm going to get into specifics of why I can see that is true. Okay, because what negative energy is about is fear. If you think about what a negative belief is, it's fear. I'm not good enough. That's fear. I won't have enough money. That's fear. Whatever it is. So any negative belief, it's not the truth. It's just a fear. Okay. And negative energy does not want you to know that. It wants you to think that negative beliefs are the truth. It wants you to think that fear is the truth. So even long before making this video, that I just knew that about negative energy. It's like it just wants you to believe lies. It wants you to believe in fear, because that way it controls you. And it is always trying to get in you. Why? Because you're the one with the power. You have the power to not choose negative beliefs, and then it itself has no power. Okay, so you're always in control. And so that's why, you guys, it resorts to manipulation. And that's exactly what you see Trump doing. He doesn't actually say anything of substance ever. And he's here and there, he's just whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's so obvious that it's negative energy, because it's just not only straight up lies, he actually has like taken the concept of legitimate reporting. I'm a journalist, like I have a journalism degree, by the way. Like to actually say something in an article, like you have to like have backup, or you could lose your job. So like journalists aren't just like making shit up, unless like, I don't know, unless you're a publication that's known for that, like to sell papers or whatever. But like if you're like a legitimate like New York Times publication, like you would lose your job if you reported like, you know what I mean? Like they don't play around with that. And I had to fact check everything. Like, it was annoying. So I know that very well. So if you're just going to say fake news at everything you don't like, that's just, it's like undermining. That's what he does. He just undermines things with he has no way of proving what he's saying. You know what I mean? So it's just straight up lies. And I'll be honest, it's a fascinating thing to watch how much he lies and somehow is still running for president. Like, I don't like, it's confusing. I'll get to that, why that's happening in number 3 here. But basically, negative energy is lies. So if somebody's consistently lying, that's negative energy, that is controlling them. And the other thing is, negative energy is fear. So if somebody talks about fear, which he does, he's fear mongering, January 6th, it was all about getting people riled up because of fear. It was like so obviously negative energy. And yeah, the lying, the fear. And the other way it's negative energy is that negative energy wants to pit us against each other. Because what love and positive energy, the qualities of that, how it's positive or love, is that it's about togetherness. It's about truth. It's about unity. And the truth is that we are all connected. Like, my spirit is part of a bigger spirit, that like I'm trying to say, we're all sparks of God. Like, we're all part of the body of Christ. We're all equal, and we all are that thing, that positive energy, that identity. Even Trump, that's what we are. That is life itself. So that's the just truth that no one can change. Doesn't matter how many times anybody lies about anything. That's the truth. So when you're talking about togetherness and unity and using words like that, which Kamala does and Waltz does, you know, you'll hear the language of togetherness and unity. It means that that's positive energy for real, and that they're not manipulating and they don't have a negative agenda behind it. You know, no matter what your political views, like this is a video about energy, and like that's just the truth about energy. So if you look at these candidates through that lens, you're going to see, okay, Trump is all about negative energy and Kamala is all about positive energy. And yeah, it's just really obvious, you know. So that's the first thing. I mean, there's so many things I could say, but I think that gets the gist of it. And yeah, the other thing about negative energy is it is a manipulator because it doesn't have any power. Again, you have the power. So it's constantly trying to manipulate you with lies. And the other thing I noticed it'll do, and my clients and I have, we laugh about this, is like, it will tell you, this is really important actually, it will tell you anything as long as it stops you from doing something positive. So it will tell you, I've worked with a lot of clients who have a lot of insecurity about going forward to reach their goals, right? And I'll say, okay, what are the fears? Let's write them down. What are the exact negative beliefs? What are they saying? I'm always saying that to my clients. What are they saying? They're lying to you, but what are they saying? It feels true. And it feels true, so it's stopping you. So this is actually a big deal, you know? It's doing its job, unfortunately. We need to, you know, challenge these negative beliefs. And I'll say, like, what is it telling you? And some of the things are, they seem like they could potentially be true. It's like, oh, I'm too old, or oh, I don't have enough money, or blah, 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 or, you know, they can seem really true. But the crazy part is the more we break them down and look at them, we start realizing it's not that these are true at all. It's just that they're convincing. And it literally would tell you your hair is blue if it would stop you. Trump would tell you your hair is blue as long as you voted for him. And it stopped, you know, the advancement of the positive energy. Negative energy is constantly trying to stop positive energy from advancing. And the crazy part is that positive energy has all the power the whole time. So negative energy doesn't actually have power. So it has to resort to manipulating the positive energy. Does that make sense? You're so unlimited. If you didn't have any fear, you would just go create whatever you want every single day. But why don't you do that? Ask yourself. Because of fear. So it's not fear though. It's just, I mean, it's not truth. It's fear. And it has convinced you that the negative things it's telling you are the truth. That's why you listen to it. But it would tell you your hair is blue. It would tell you that you're an alien. It would tell you you have 15 hands, so you can't do whatever you want to do. Like, it doesn't care. And that's the Achilles heel of negative energy, is that it's stupid. You know, like, it's stupid to think that we can't figure that out. So that is why I'm saying this, because the reason I'm saying this is because watch a speech from Trump. He will flip-flop. He will say this and then that. He will like someone and then hate them and like them again and then hate them. And, you know, it's like, that's exactly what negative energy is like. It's not consistent, right? If it told you you're stupid, so you can't do this, but then somehow you turned that into motivation, it would tell you you're too smart, so you can't do that. That's what it's like. Do you see what I'm saying? It's very flip-flop. It's not consistent. And so you look at the things Trump says, again, it's not consistent. Okay. That's how you know that's negative energy. All right. Okay. I think I covered that. All right. Number two. Oh, I think that was number two. Oh my God, that was number two. Okay. Number one was how to spot positive energy. I'm not even sticking to my plan here, but anyway, we still got the ball rolling. All right. So number three, this is really, really important. Why then, you might ask, why can't we see through Trump so easily? Why is he still running for president with 34 felonies, or however many there are now? Last time I checked, there were 34. why does he seem to keep going forward? Why does he seem to get the support of people like JD Vance, who used to say he was a never Trump guy and who once called him Hitler, you know, America's Hitler? Like, why is he able to somehow be immune, it seems, to common sense, you know? And here's why. Because, like I said at the beginning of this video, we all have negative energy inside of us. And it would honestly, it would surprise you how much negative energy each of us has. I have been clearing negative energy from myself for 5 years straight now, and I still remove large things from my energy daily. So, and so it's like, don't feel bad about it, you know, like, don't feel bad about it. But why Trump is in front of us so starkly, like obviously, is because he's a reflection of us. Okay. So I don't think he's aware of any of this, but energetically, like, I can tell, like, he's there for a reason. And it's not just about him. So your judgments of Trump, it's like whatever you don't like about him, you need to start looking at in yourself. Okay, I don't like that he's a liar. I don't like that he's this. I don't like that he's that. Okay, now look at yourself. Where are you lying? Where are you doing this? Where are you doing that? And you might be thinking, I'm nothing like him. But the truth is, we're all affected by negative energy day in and day out. Your energy is constantly changing, letting in negative, purging negative, you know, like, it's just constantly happening. And so it's not like you ever have to like feel bad about that. That's just the way it is. But obviously having clearer energy makes you more able to be a good person and be a positive person. Makes it easier. It makes it easier to see the truth because you're not being clouded by lies constantly. So basically, he's showing us that we have negative energy inside of us. And I believe that until we each address our own negative energy, like, that's blocking us, it's not your own, it's just in you. It's like a germ. It's like bacteria, it could be in anybody. So it's not personal to you. But until you look at yourself, basically, he's going to be in front of us, like, showing like a mirror. Does that make sense? It's like he's showing us something really obvious. It's like showing us what negative energy looks like, showing us how it's manipulative, showing us how it's about fear, it's about separation, it's about hate. And he uses all those words, you know, which are what negative energy is about. So it makes sense he uses those words. Kamala doesn't really. She, you know, again, she talks about love and togetherness, and, you know, so you can hear it. And he's going to be in front of us until we realize that there's something in us that we need to change. Because we can criticize him all day. It's never worked to criticize him, because that's not ultimately going to fix the problem. You know, he's not just there to annoy us. Again, it's a mirror. Like, how are you like that? Even if it's to a small degree, even if you're not doing what he's doing, but maybe you're being affected by negative energy in some ways. And the way to know where those places are in yourself are, where are you afraid? Where are you holding back on being a positive person? What would you like to see him do? How can you do that? How can you be somebody who's about togetherness? And how can you be somebody who's kind? I've noticed one thing about him. He doesn't help people. He talks a lot. He just talks a lot. He doesn't, like, who has he ever helped? Like, what charities does he volunteer for? Like if he saw a homeless person on the street, what would he do? You know what I mean? Like, where is the actual love, like, evidenced? And so I think whatever you wish that he would do, you need to start doing that. You need to start being that person. You need to start challenging the fear that you're holding inside of yourself that's controlling you. You need to start challenging negative beliefs that are controlling your life. You need to I recommend getting your energy cleared. That's why I have the gift I do, is to share it with people and to help get you clear, help you be able to get on your way in your life, do what you're here to do in the planet, you know? Like, don't just sit in fear. You're here for a reason. So what is that reason and why aren't you doing it and why aren't you going for it and what's holding you back? Well, let's get it out of the way so that you can go do that, right? So yeah, we need to get the positive energy agenda going. And negative energy, one last thing about it is it's always a distraction. It loves to distract. It loves taking up your time. It loves to, like, don't focus on your goals, focus on this fear. That's like what it loves, because love is an ironic word to use for negative energy, but that's what it is trying to do. It doesn't want you basically to bring your light into the world. And you think about all the people who have brought so much light into the world, they've been able to overcome that somehow, those negative voices, that negative fear, the negative energy. And one person that inspires me so much is Bon Jovi. If you watch his story, like, you know, people like that, it's like if you have something inside of you, or Oprah, like people who have stuff, or Beyonce, whoever it is, you have something inside of you that's positive. If you watch their stories, there's like negative energy was always trying to pull them back, but somehow they just were able to keep going. And I feel like we all are those people. It's like negative energy is going to try to pull as many of us down from being the superstar or whatever you're meant to be. And somehow you're going to have to be able to keep going no matter what. And yeah, so it's simple when you think about it like that, just keep going. But it can be hard if negative energy is always pulling at you and distracting you and being really convincing about fear, the fact that you shouldn't do it because of this and that and this and that and this and that, right? So yeah, like, how is that happening in your life is what I'm saying. That's what we actually need to look at. I think, yes, you should vote for Kamala for sure, based on all of the things I've said. But more importantly, how are you going to become who you need to be in the world? How are you going to overcome fear? I'm somebody who coaches on that. I help you do that because I clear the negative energy out of you. So it's literally just gone. And I've watched my clients through the past. This isn't just me like selling to you. This is like just the truth. Like, I've watched my clients, so I've worked with, because I've been doing this for 5 years. And over the years, you guys, they keep doing really well, because once the negative energy is out of you, it's gone forever. And so you just keep going up and up and up and up and up. You know, they're making more money. They're starting their businesses. My private client right now, she's rebranding her podcast. She's so excited. And so it's like you get to, like, they're moving cities too. They're moving to their dream city. And that's you if you weren't held back by fear. Think about what you would do if you weren't held back by fear. Who would you be? What would you do every day? And so we need to start being those people. Whatever means possible, get rid of fear, question it. Another thing you can do is you can write down the negative belief at the top of the page, and then beneath write 10 reasons why it's not actually true, because negative beliefs are never true, they're lies. So that's another way you can start to get them out of you. And at all costs, you have to keep going. At all costs, you have to not let it pull you back, not let it distract you. And that's what this is really all about. So we can hate on Trump. We can, you know, criticize. I mean, it's kind of entertaining to watch this whole drama, which is not a new drama. It's just good versus evil, straight up. But where are you going to be in that battle? And it's not just an outside battle, it's an inside battle. And I believe that that's our responsibility right now, is to win the inner battle of good versus evil, light versus dark, positive versus negative. You have to make the positive win. You have to choose it. And I hope that I've given you some inspiration and some tools that you can start using to literally go forward. And if you are interested in knowing more, you can definitely email me. The comments are disabled on this video because of a very important reason. I work with energy, so I'm extremely sensitive. And if even, you know, I want to be able to speak freely myself without fear here. And if I know people are commenting, sometimes I feel like that could limit me from wanting to just let it all out there. So I may turn them on in the future. For now, I want to be as transparent as possible without fear at all. And if you email me and you have something negative to say, I'll just mark it as spam and it's all good. And yeah, I felt like this is a really important video to make, and I hope it hit home for you. I hope that um yeah, you understand the whole thing so much better and more clearly. And again, I don't think you need to be afraid here. I don't think you need to be afraid of what's going to happen. I think you just have to um vote for the person who's bringing something positive to the planet, to the table, to the country, to the world. And you need to choose positive in yourself. And you need to choose to keep going with your dreams and goals and challenge the fears, get your energy cleared, and don't let fear stop you ever. Just ever. Okay. So, yeah, if you have any questions for me, you can definitely get in contact with me. I love you so much. I hope that you are doing well. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I would love for you to subscribe because I do so many videos and you're going to, if you like this, you're going to want to hear more. So, thank you so much for listening. And I'm happy to be a voice that can help make things clear for you. And I hope this helped you so much. So, if it did, make sure you like it so I know. All right, lots of love. Bye. Praise Jesus. We're going to be okay.